Derrick Johnson, Waco High, University of Texas, many years in the NFL with the Kansas City Chiefs, spent time as well with the Raiders. And what great news yesterday. He and others announced, along with some coaches, to the class of 2023 College Football Hall of Fame. Waco's very own Derrick Johnson joins Craig Smoak and me on 365 Sports. Derrick, you earned this. I know there's a buffer period of how long you have to wait and whatever, but what was it like when you were told that you were going to be in? And thank you for your time, by the way, as always.
Oh, man, I appreciate the opportunity to speak. You know what? I was overwhelmed, especially when I got the ball, because the way they took as I've just found out, being recently inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame, they send the ball to you, and you open it, nice package and whatnot, and you have the ball with your name on it, and it gives the accomplishment across the panel of the ball. But I tell you what, man, my heart was filled. I was humbled. I felt a lot of joy. I felt a lot of hard work. I've given a lot to football. Football has given me a lot back. And as soon as you get that recognition, that high praise, there's nothing else that goes through your head but just recognizing everyone that helped me to get to this point. And man, it's football is the ultimate team game. So regardless of how well and how I had a lot of people help me along the way.
Derrick, you've been able to relive your career quite a bit over these last couple of years, haven't you? All these different honors. Like you said, that the time has separated it, but how many memories have come flooding back to you over the last couple of years? Because of the time that has passed and now getting to relive it.
Yeah. It's pros and cons to that. Let me know I'm getting older.
Yeah.
but it's been well appreciated. When you talk about being Texas High School Football Hall of Fame, being in the state of Texas Sports Hall of Fame, being in the state of Missouri Hall of Fame, being at the University of Texas, that Hall of Honor that I got there, and now topping it off with College Football Hall of Fame, man. My heart is overjoyed. I'm humbled. I'm a big spiritual guy, so when it comes to faith and who I put my faith in, it's just a reminder that God has really blessed me along the way.
Derrick, I think I know the answer to this, but I never know. How much did any of what might be honored in your name or you in whatever awards later, when you were playing the game, ever actually comes into play?
I've been blessed to have a mindset that always conquers the moment. Always didn't look too far ahead. Now that's probably pros and cons to that, but the way I handle my success and my accolades that I've gotten over the years, that's where I control what you can control at that moment, and I've done a great job at that. And not looking too far ahead, and when you say, that old saying, hard work pays off, later on, it's all paying off. So that's been my journey, and it hasn't all been peaches and cream. But I tell you what, hard work does pay off, and if you can stay healthy, keep your mind right, great things can happen.
Have you had a chance to look through this list of the rest of the class? I know it's a lot of guys, but man alive, Michael Bishop and Reggie Bush and LaMichael James and Tim Tebow and yourself and a whole lot of others. You've been able to scan that at all?
A little bit. A couple people. I'm still kind of reflecting on my place in this small circle of great college football players over the years. And I tell you what, when you talk about Eric Berry, and you talk about Tim Tebow, we talk about guys like that, Dwight Freeney. That's those guys I know personally. So if you could mention my name with those guys, it's pretty cool.
Derrick, to be honored like this, it's going to be the red carpet treatment for you. They're going to have this banquet and all of that. Who did you think of first when you got the call?
You know what? I'm a big believer in your family atmosphere, your product of your environment, and my family. When it comes to my mom, coming from Waco, she's still still lives there. My mom, I tell people now, my mom's probably more popular than me. Like, you know, she taught everybody in Waco. Everybody knows Miss Johnson. So that's the first name I thought about. But my brother, Dwight Johnson,
Yep.
who played at Waco High, I watched him along the way go to the university, go to Baylor University and do his thing there, and went to the league for 4 or 5 years. So that I had someone in the house that I wanted to be like, and showed me the ropes. And of course, even though he was a trailblazer for me, I came behind him and kind of blew up the trail. But I tell you what, my family dynamic not made it easy for me, but very convenient. I knew the route in which I wanted to go.
You know, you were unbelievable at sideline to sideline. We have gone over this. We don't need to discuss it again, but I want to always bring up the first time I ever saw you play against Tyler Lee back in the year when they opened up the new stadium, and then, of course, what you did at Texas. And you're in all these other things that you're in. Can you share again the story about your recruitment? Because Baylor's right there in your backyard. Obviously, during that time, they were going through a lot of problems. But kind of go through the recruitment with you, Texas, and anyone else.
Yeah, Texas was always a leaner for me. So I don't want to, say that they did anything crazy special. But I tell you what, Mac Brown is a heck of a recruiter. I tell you that. Well, my mom still loves Mac Brown to this day. Well, first, whenever I talk to Coach Brown, the first thing he says is, "How's your mom?" You know, that's that tells you the dynamic and the father figure that he was for a lot of us young guys who were in single parent homes. But I had Texas A&M on the list. I had Oklahoma on the list. I had a few others. Baylor was on there for a little bit, but I have to be honest. During that time, my brother played for Baylor. I saw a lot of inconsistent with coaching and coaches was in and out. I mean, from I think Kevin Steele was there the last time when I was coming out, but it was a lot of moving and jiving and I saw too much. So I was like, you know what, I'll get out of Waco. I won't go far, but I'll get out of Waco. I'll tell you what, it would have been a hard decision if it was during a time, RG3 and these guys were coming up and putting Baylor up on in the national light. It would have been a harder decision for me, but I made the best decision possible, and it came down to Texas and OU. And I'm proud that I chose the University of Texas, and I'm a Longhorn for life. And I reside here in Austin now.
Derrick, speaking of the Longhorns, finished 8-5, lost the bowl game to Washington just a couple of weeks back, but definitely, gearing up that SEC. Entry is getting closer and closer by the day. But I definitely feel like there were some major positives on the defensive side of the ball, just starting there. But in general, what'd you think about what you saw from Steve Sarkisian and the Longhorns this season?
Well, we're definitely getting better. We get no doubt about that. Of course, we're spoiled when it comes to Austin and when it comes to the Longhorns, because we've had so many great years back in the day, especially when I was here, winning those 10 games a year, and that's a good habit to have. We kind of got out of that and trying to get back to that moment, build this culture, and I really do believe Sark is the guy. Now, even though you have the right coach, you got to have the right players. That's just how it is. And when I played, we had a few players that were a little bit better than everybody else, so that kind of helps out. It helps you win games, win at least 10 a year. But I'm hopeful. We're getting better. That's what you can ask from the team and the culture of the Longhorns. And even if you're not a Longhorn fan, it's good for everybody in the state of Texas if the Longhorns can deliver. And we're just trying to get back to those glory days. We will, but just not yet.
Seemed like with the play of Jalen Ford in particular, your name was invoked a bit this past season. Did you feel that?
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever you have a linebacker stepping up and playing the way he's playing and coming back, for another year, he's a guy that could have left. He's a young guy, but still for him to have that type of success and to build off of it this coming year, I think is awesome. We got a lot of recruits coming in, some really big time recruits. We killed it this year, so each year you got to do that so you can build this. It's not like the NFL where, well, I guess I got to pause on that. It kind of is like the NFL when you pay players a little bit, but in a sense, you still have to build players from ground up. Because these are 18-year-old kids coming in, and if you get the right ones, you can have something.
Derrick, what were your thoughts as you watched, how much of the game you watched? TCU had a magical run, beating Michigan last week. Georgia, of course, has been near the top, winning it last year, and there were some, and Kirby Smart even tried to convince his team that nobody respected him, which was crazy. Your thoughts about watching Georgia just dismantle TCU in a championship game?
Yeah, I'm not a TCU fan at all, obviously, but knowing that most of those guys are from Texas, you kind of say, okay, hopefully they give a good game and let people know, we do have the best athletes here in Texas, but that was not displayed yesterday at all. That was just a big letdown. I'm sure that they could have played better. I don't know how much better. Georgia is a freaking heck of a team, and they're kind of they say the new Alabama type of deal. So they kicked their butts really bad. I mean, it was early and often, and for their coach to say nobody respects them and trying to play with this chip on the shoulder. I don't know what kind of imaginary chip he's trying to put on there, but whatever he's doing, it's working.
Derrick, congratulations, man. We appreciate you. It's well earned that you're a part of the College Football Hall of Fame. You'll be inducted, of course, down the road. But thank you very much for your time and hope you're doing well.
Hey, thank y'all so much.
Derrick Johnson, College Football Hall of Famer, Texas, University of Texas Longhorns, played at Waco High, NFL Chiefs and Raiders.
Yeah, it's always